Right.
The other thing that we know about the Bengals is that they have at times taken on some players of questionable character onto their roster, and that has brought them some criticism. At the same time, they keep testing, I guess, the limits, maybe, and the patience of their fans, right? I mean, it's one thing if you're going to win, not that it necessarily absolves them of the decision-making of bringing these players in, but we know, right? It's a bottom line. It's a results-oriented business there in the NFL. It's about winning football games. And if these guys can help you win football games, that almost trumps everything else there as far as what other things that they can do and bring to the team or the community. They came into criticism again here at the draft because of Joe Mixon, the highly publicized former running back at the University of Oklahoma who had the incident there where he punched a student in the face, a female student in the face. But his athleticism is unquestioned, and a lot of people believed that maybe he was the best running back available in the draft. Is this a good move? Will this be a good move for the Bengals?
You know, for me, and I'm not against second chances, I do believe that everyone deserves a second chance. But in this situation, this chance right now, I don't think is the right move. I think when you're involved in an issue of any sort of violence, especially towards women, there should be a 1-year period where you have to go through rehab, therapy, and you have to be monitored in order to make sure that your behavior is on par with people who have recovered and gone through this type of therapy and come out the other end a better person. And in terms of Joe Mixon, he hasn't gone through enough of that, I believe, in order for him and in order for the team to be able to believe that he is going to be a positive addition to this team and that this won't be a repeat situation.
Yeah, the year that he sat out at the University of Oklahoma, as far as we know, there was no professional counseling involved there. It was almost like a redshirt year for him.
Right.
And while, yes, he didn't get to play any games, and that was his form of suspension or penalty, I guess, it wasn't truly something that would prevent him from doing this again. It wasn't something that taught him anything, I wouldn't think, other than maybe that he missed football. That's not what that was supposed to be for. One of the issues about bringing him to the Cincinnati Bengals, in addition to some of the issues that are already existing in that organization, is that, well, you know, who are going to be the guys who are going to serve as mentors and role models for him? How about Pacman Jones? This is a photo of Joe and Pacman Jones and a young lady there, presumably his girlfriend, I don't know, at a Future concert. And that's one of the issues that people had about putting him into that organization, where some thought, okay, if he goes to the NFL, then he has to go to an organization where there's some really strong leadership, veteran leadership, a lot of role models there, guys who can help keep him on the straight and narrow and teach him the proper ways to be a professional athlete, to be a man. And I don't know if necessarily the Cincinnati Bengals is that organization. It hasn't been in the past.
Right.
And I don't know if Pacman Jones is that guy to be his role model. I'm not saying that he is a role model. Look, they're just hanging out and going to a concert. But when you have guys like him, Vontaze Burfict, are those guys the guys that you want your rookies to be coming in and kind of getting their first taste of professional football life?
Well, right. It's also contradictory to when your head coach says that these touchdown celebrations that are happening in the NFL aren't a good example for the kids.
Right.
It's like, wait, so what are you saying is a good example? Are you saying your players who have committed these acts that we would deem, criminal are a smart idea, are a good role model for the kids? You're complaining about the celebrations in, the NFL? That to me, it's questionable at best to make a comment like that. And it makes me wonder what Marvin Lewis is actually thinking in terms of what sort of message he wants to put out there. I don't know. I'm not in his head, but to me right now, it doesn't seem like the right one.
No. As far as the actual move of picking up Mixon, it almost reeks of here's a guy who hasn't had any playoff postseason success, and this talent might get them over the top. And so again, getting back to it being a results-oriented business, it's about winning. Really, that's the first thing. The bottom line is winning. And if you can help us do that, then we've got a place for you.
Sure.